Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Very exciting day today because we have the semifinals of the BHDL3 Draft League Tournament, and that is going to be against Anastasia. This is actually our second match here on Scarlet and Violet. Our first one was actually all the way back in week 1 of this very tournament, so sort of a full circle type of moment here. She is a very, very strong competitive battler, and we did narrowly escape the last game with a victory. But yeah, this is a different ball game since it is in the semifinals. So we're going to go ahead and get the matchup on its way, and we will see. Okay, there we go. IGN is going to be Anastasia, of course, and we're going to see what she has this time. So she has the Corviknight. She's got the Screamtail. She's got the Dragapult. She's got the Gyarados. She's got the Incineroar. And she's got the Meloetta. Alright, so, little bit of a surprise here. I guess mostly the same team as she brought last time. The Meloetta is the only difference, I believe. But other than that, everything is pretty much the same as what it was. No Clodsire. That's a little bit of a surprise, actually. So I think what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and... what do we want to lead with here? Actually, with no Clodsire, I'm pretty tempted to lead with Rotom. Yeah, let's just lead with Rotom. That was one of my preset leads, or pre-planned leads, I should say. So yeah, we're just going to lead with Rotom. There's really no reason not to. And yeah, we'll just see how that works out. So obviously, high-stakes game here for us in the semifinals. It is either win and advance or lose and be eliminated. So we're going to do our very best here, and yeah, we're just going to see what happens, see if we can make it happen here. So, there she is, and she's going to go ahead and lead with the Screamtail as we led with the Rotom Wash. So, very familiar matchup to start the game off as from last time. So, right out of the cuff here, we're in a better position than we were last time purely for the fact that this thing, that she does not have the electric immunity. So we can actually very freely just go for a Choice Specs Volt Switch on this thing. I don't want to go for the Shadow Ball because she's got that Ghost immunity with the Meloetta. There's no real reason to go for the Hydro Pump, actually, with no Clodsire around. We could trick this thing to try and cripple it. I kind of want to do that in a sense because this thing is going to be utility. So you know what? I kind of want to, as much as I want to just Volt Switch for maximum damage output, I also kind of want to... You know what? I might want to hang on to my Choice Specs for now. So yeah, let's just Volt Switch and see what she wants to do here. So she does just go straight for a Stealth Rock, get the entry hazard up on us. So we know Screamtail is, of course, always utility in some capacity. So we go Volt Switch, no screens, which is nice. That Volt Switch did absolutely nothing to this thing, which tells me that it's probably maximally specially defensive. Because that's max special attack Choice Specs Volt Switch right there. So that didn't do nearly enough damage, honestly. So that thing's probably max, excuse me, special defense, if I had to guess. In a way, I want to go into Scissor, but at the same time, I don't know that a Bullet Punch would actually take this thing out from this range. Even max attack Choice banned Bullet Punch, and she could also have a Fire move. Not 100% sure what I want to go into here to face this thing. Kind of want to go Goodra. Kind of want to go Goodra. Kind of want to go Goodra, actually. Yeah, let's just go Goodra. That seems like the safe enough play here. So we'll go into Goodra, and we'll take the Stealth Rock damage, of course. And then she is going to go ahead and regain some HP with the leftovers. And we are also going to regain some HP with our leftovers, so the Screamtail is leftovers, which is good to note. I'm not 100% sure what this thing is going to want to do, but I feel like we just have to hit it as hard as possible. I think that's kind of my plan right off the cuff here. She could switch to the Corviknight, but I don't see that being a really fruitful switch to the Goodra, but we are just going to go for the Sludge Wave here to try and get as much damage on this thing as possible. She does go for the Thunder Wave, so this is definitely going to be like a full-blown utility set here. We do get paralyzed, which is unfortunate. Can we break through? We do break through the full power, which is nice. We get a nice Sludge Wave, which does massive damage to the Scream Tail. We do get the poison as well, which is really important, actually. So that is going to be really key for wearing that thing down, actually. So we want to make note that this thing has Thunder Wave. We're both going to get some HP back with the leftovers, and then, of course, that thing is going to go ahead and take some poison damage. So I think what I want to do at this point, I don't know if I really want to roll the dice too much with these para hacks on the Goodra. One more Sludge Wave will take this thing out, and she does know that. So I feel like what we can do safely at this point is just go ahead and switch back into the Rotom. So I think I like to do that, so that's what I'm going to do. She knows another Sludge Wave would take her out, so I don't know that she... Okay, she actually does stay in here, interestingly enough. So maybe just banking on a para, but we'll see. We go ahead and switch into the Rotom here, take some Stealth Rock damage, as this thing is going to go for a Wish, unfortunately. So that sucks. So there's the Wish. This thing does get some HP back with the leftovers, and then, in fact, does take some damage from the poison. So now is going to kind of be a pretty big moment of truth, because we're going to find out if this thing is just full utility and has no attacking moves whatsoever. Because I think what we do here is we just go for the Volt Switch. And if this thing has Protect, then obviously it's going to regain a bunch of HP, which will be unfortunate. If it doesn't, the Volt Switch from that range should take it out. So let's Volt Switch here. It's the smart play, I think. Trick is the last move, interestingly enough. So going to go ahead and Trick, which is interesting. So no attacking moves. It's going to steal, give us a leftovers and steal our choice specs as we go for the Volt Switch. And thanks to the damage decrease, it's actually not enough to take the Scream Tail out, which is really unfortunate. So the last move on this thing is Trick. So that's a very interesting, fully utility set there. So what do we do now against this thing? What do we do now against this thing? We have to be careful because this thing has a choice specs now. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful here. I don't know if the poison damage is going to take effect first, or if the Wish is going to take effect first. Because if the poison damage takes effect first, it gets KO'd. But the Wish... You know what? I think Scissor's the smart play here either way. So we're going to go Scissor, and we're going to do that because we do take some Stealth Rock damage. And so the Wish does go through first, so that's really unfortunate. But however, I do believe that this thing, as it is going to go ahead and take some poison damage, I do believe that because this thing is choice specs locked, it's definitely within range that a Bullet Punch will finish it off at this point. So I think the smart play here is just to go for the Bullet Punch and try to take this thing out, so that's what we're going to do. No, she actually does switch, okay. So that's unfortunate. Something is going to switch in. It is going to be, what's it going to be? The Incineroar. So that thing comes in, gets the Intimidate to cut our attack stat, unfortunately. We go for a Bullet Punch. Get some decent chip on the Incineroar, despite the fact that we were intimidated. So we have to actually make a note at this point that the Scream Tail is now choice specs, and it actually has no special attacking moves on it. So it's choice spec. So obviously we can't stay in on this thing. Unfortunately, I think what we want to do here is, how do we want to handle the Incineroar? We either want to go to the Mudsdale or we want to go to the Rotom. I feel like I want to keep Mudsdale healthy. I feel like we go, although Rotom, the Volt switching with Rotom is extremely free, so that's kind of a tough call. I don't really want to take big damage on anything. But I think we'll go, I think we'll have to go Rotom. I think we'll have to go Rotom because I really just don't feel like I can afford to take big damage on the Mudsdale, because the Mudsdale, the Gyarados starts to run wild will be our only way to stop that. So we come in with Rotom, we take the Stealth Rock damage. This thing does go for a Will-O-Wisp, so that's good. So the Rotom gets burned, which I'm okay with because we're a special attacker, obviously. So we do take the burn on the Rotom, and this thing has Will-O-Wisp. No item revealed. We do get some HP back on the Rotom with the leftovers that she gave us, and then we take some burn damage. I think, excuse me, in this situation, I feel like we could Volt Switch, but I don't think we want to go around in circles too much with the Stealth Rock up. So I think what we're going to do instead at this point is we're actually going to Hydro Pump and see if we can maybe catch her over-predicting. So we're going to Hydro Pump, see what she wants to do. Most things that she switch in here will take massive damage from this. And yeah, we'll see what she wants to do. I feel like she'd be very hesitant to switch like the Gyarados in on this, because if she switches that thing into a Volt Switch, it dies for sure. Could bring the Dragapult in to resist it, but that's also risky because Dragapult's a little on the frail side, even though we don't have our specs anymore on the Rotom. We do still have coverage. So yeah, so she does withdraw. She could switch into Screamtail to sack it off, potentially. So she does, let's see, what's that? It's going to be the Meloetta. Okay, so the Meloetta comes in, we go Hydro Pump, and we miss. So that is extremely unfortunate. So missing the Hydro Pump really sucks there, not going to lie, because we could have got some decent chip on the Meloetta. So that sucks, but it just kind of is what it is. We get the leftovers and burn to cancel each other out. Now I think we just Volt Switch out. I'm not sure what she's planning to do with this thing, but I think our best play in this situation is just to Volt Switch out, so that's what we're going to do. Missing out on that chip really sucks, but it is what it is. So, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Volt Switch is definitely the play now against this thing, and we'll see what she wants to do with this thing. That is the question. What does she want to do with this thing? I wasn't 100% expecting Meloetta, so I'm not 100% sure what she's expecting to do with the Meloetta. But I suppose we'll find out. What is it going to be? She's really thinking about this one, though. Okay, so she goes for a Play Rough, so physical Meloetta, perhaps, with Life Orb, so that's very interesting. We go for a Volt Switch here. Does not a whole lot of chip, honestly, but we do get the pivot. So perhaps either mixed or physical Meloetta with Play Rough. That's definitely a surprise. Life Orb, we want to definitely make note of the Life Orb on the Meloetta for sure. So that's very interesting. I think, what do we come in with now to face that, to face the Meloetta? That's very interesting. Very interesting. We didn't, unfortunately, she didn't take a lot of chip. I feel like Scissor might be the play here. Yeah, I think Scissor's the play, because I don't think, I just want to double check real fast if I have time, but I don't think Meloetta gets any kind of fire move. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I did use Meloetta, and it's not a Terra Captain. Where is Meloetta? There it is. I'm pretty positive. Oh, yeah, we're out of time. Let's go Scissor. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure this thing gets no fire coverage, so we'll come in with Scissor. Yes, we do take Stealth Rock. The Stealth Rock is really starting to weigh on us, so I feel like our play here is actually just to defog the Stealth Rock away, so we're not even going to think about it. We could knock off, but, you know, I think we just got to get the rocks off the board. So, Fire Punch. She's got Fire Punch. Damn. She's got Fire Punch, so I guess she does have fire coverage, so that sucks. So we lose Scissor and we go down to 5, so that was ill-advised. So, yeah, that sucks. Okay, so, damn. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. So I guess we come in with Mudsdale. Yeah, so that totally did not work out the way I wanted it to at all. So, so we just lost Scissor for no reason there, which is supremely bad. We come in with the Mudsdale. We take the Stealth Rock damage. I think, what do we do in this situation? I feel like we have to Stealth Rock because we have to start mitigating this damage. This thing could, you know what, this thing could just be gonna try to attack us too. That's another possibility. So you know what? Now I'm a little bit thrown off here. Let's Stealth Rock anyway. Let's Stealth Rock. I feel like we get Stealth Rock. Energy Ball. What? So she's mixed. Can we take it? Thankfully, we take it. So this is looking pretty bad, actually. This Meloetta is definitely throwing us off here. So we just took a ton of damage on the Mudsdale, too. We do go get the Stealth Rock up, which is nice. But yeah, this is actually kind of looking bad right now. This Meloetta just put us in a real bad spot. We get some HP back with the leftovers. Yeah, we're this mixed Meloetta is really hurting us. Okay, if I had to guess, I would say that last move's got to be Psychic coverage, right? Like, there's no way that it's not. Yeah, there's no way that it's not, right? I think we might have to lose either Mudsdale or Rotom here. I think there's no two ways about that. We're going to have to lose either Mudsdale or Rotom here. I don't really want to lose either, but yeah, I don't see a way around it, unfortunately. Do we lose Mudsdale or Rotom? Man, this sucks. This Meloetta is really taking care of us right now. Let's hope she overprotects, and let's go Earthquake. Energy Ball again. Okay, yeah, so that sucks. So we lose Mudsdale. Yeah, so it's just the Meloetta is just really putting a hurting on us right now. Take some more damage. Yeah, we're in some trouble right now, folks. There's no two ways about it. What do we do? What do we do to this thing now? I guess we go Goodra. I feel like we have to go Goodra. We could go Ninetales. That's possible too. No, I think we'll go. We know she has Play Rough though. That's the problem. But what's Meloetta's? Let me see real fast. I think Meloetta's kind of fast. Yeah, it's very fast. We can't go Ninetales. I think we're gonna have to go Goodra. So I think, unfortunately, all we can do right now is we're gonna go Goodra, and I feel like the only thing we can do here is Terra Fairy. This is gonna be a terrible move, but we just have to Terra Fairy and Sludge Wave. Or, I mean, whatever we go for, we'll take it out, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's just do that. See what she wants to do here. Hopefully we don't get fully parried. So she actually is going to switch, interestingly enough. What does she switch into? Okay, so she is going to come in with the Incineroar to bait the Terra. That thing's heavy-duty boots because it takes no damage. Intimidate goes off. We pop our Terra, so the Incineroar is boots. Hopefully we're not fully parried here because that would be awful. There we are, Terra Fairy on the Goodra. So that thing is in, and hopefully we don't get full parried here, and we get full parried here, so yeah, that's pretty bad, folks. That is pretty bad. We get some HP back with the leftovers, though. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this game has been pretty rough so far. Excuse me. Yeah, we're not in great shape right now. I feel like, what do we do? Do we switch into? We know this thing's got Will-O-Wisp. Do we switch into Rotom? Maybe. Draco Meteor would take it out, but I mean, Rotom's pretty much dead anyway, so I think we got to get a clean switch into something else to try and deal with this thing. So let's go Rotom. We got to try and save Goodra for later. It's going to be one of our only hopes, and to hope to not continue to get full Parrot. But we're going to go ahead and switch into Rotom here. We take more Stealth Rock damage as this thing is going to knock off, and that does take care of the Rotom. And that is going to knock us down to, of course, 3 Pokemon. So there goes. Let's just go ahead and note that the Incineroar, of course, has knock. So yeah, things are not looking good. I think, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I think there is exactly one way and one way only that we win this game at this point, and that's to set up a Sneasler or Ninetales reverse sweep. I think that's our only hope. And I think we're going to have to come in with Ninetales right now. I think that's what we have to do. So we're going to go ahead and come in with Ninetales right now. We're going to get the Stealth Rock damage, and we're going to get the Snow Warning to make it snow. This is going to be pretty contingent on us setting up an Aurora Veil, so we're just going to go right for an Aurora Veil here. We probably can't take an attack even through the Aurora Veil from this thing if it's a fire attack, obviously. But this is just what we have to do at this point. So they do stay in. We do get the Aurora Veil off, which is nice. So we get those defensive increases as this thing goes for a parting shot. So we're going to go ahead and drop our attack and special attack for by 1. And this thing does get the pivot out. So parting shot. Alright, so what does she come in with now? It is going to be, in fact, the Corviknight. So kind of figured that would happen. Does take the Stealth Rock damage. Now I think the best thing we can do here, this thing's probably going to defog right now if I had to guess. So this actually could open the door for us to go Nasty Plot. I kind of doubt this thing has a Steel move, and if it does have it, I kind of doubt it would go for it right now. I feel like this thing definitely defogs right now. That's why she brought it in. So you know what? Let us Nasty Plot. So there we go. We get the Nasty Plot. Going to go ahead and get that +2. So we're now effectively at +1 special attack with the Ninetales. There's the defog. Going to go ahead and blow all of the screens and the hazards and all that stuff away. And yeah. Now we're in an interesting situation because we are at +1 special attack. So the real question is, does this Corviknight have a Steel move? Is the question at this point. I kind of just want to go for another Aurora Veil, to be completely honest. But I don't know how much damage Blizzard would even do to this thing at +1. But I also kind of want to just go for that +1 Blizzard and see how much damage it does, quite honestly. But you know what? Do we Aurora Veil again? Yeah, let's Aurora Veil again. See what she wants to do. What does she do here? She does switch, interestingly enough. Okay, so what comes in on this Ninetales right now? It is going to be the Screamtail. So the Screamtail is in. We get the Aurora Veil back up with the Ninetales, which is good. And the Screamtail does take some chip from the poison. Now, here's the thing. We know this Screamtail is choice specs, right? We know it's choice specs, and we know it has trick. So that's a problem. That is obviously a real problem, because this thing can easily just trick us at choice specs, and it is going to be faster than us because Screamtail naturally outspeeds us. If it has any speed investment at all, which I assume it will. So I feel like we either do one of two things. We let our Ninetales get tricked, but that sucks because then we're going to be stuck into Aurora Veil, or we switch to Goodra. So you know what? It's unfortunate, but I don't want Ninetales to be tricked. This thing could go for a Stealth Rock as well. You know what? We're at it. Let's just Blizzard and see what it does. Okay, so it doesn't outspeed us, actually. Okay, so that's interesting. So we do get the Blizzard off, taking out the Screamtail, knocking her down to 5. So yeah, the overprediction would have been a mistake. So we do get rid of the Screamtail and we knock her down to 5 Pokemon. So that is definitely a positive for us. So Ninetales is not going to let us go quietly into the night here just yet, as that is definitely a big positive for us. So we'll see what she wants to bring in response to that. So we have the Aurora Veil up, which is nice. We have +1 special attack, which is also nice. And so, yeah, we'll see what she wants to come in with to face the Ninetales. And then we do have the natural physical defense boost, thanks to the snow being up. So, okay, so she is going to go ahead and come in with the Dragapult. So, that thing's in. There is no Stealth Rock up, so that's why it doesn't take Stealth Rock damage. We have the screen. I feel like we just have to just Blizzard here because, I mean, screens are up, so if we're ever going to survive an attack from this thing, it's going to be now. So let's just Blizzard and see if we can take an attack from this thing. She goes Flamethrower. Can we take it through the screen? No, that's Specs. That's 1,000,000,000% Specs damage, unfortunately. So, so the Dragapult is Spec, and it is Flamethrower. So we go down to 2. So yeah, we're in serious trouble. No two ways about it here. Gonna go ahead and switch back into the Goodra. And so I feel like all we can do here in this situation, the Incineroar probably comes out if I had to guess. I feel like there's no way this thing stays in. So I feel like we probably should have tried to save the Ninetales there, but I thought if it wasn't Specs, we could have taken an attack through the Aurora Veil, but this thing is, it's just, of course it was going to be Specs, because why wouldn't it be? So we do still have 5 more turns of Aurora Veil, which is something. So we could, so we have a couple of choices here. I really don't think this thing stays in to attack us. So how do we want to play this? I feel like Incineroar comes in. Let's Sludge Wave. Let's Sludge Wave. What is she gonna do? Okay, she does switch. So what comes in here? Is it the Incineroar? I feel like it's the Incineroar. No, it is going to be the Corviknight. So that's unfortunate. Sludge Wave does nothing. Damn. Well, that's unfortunate. The Corviknight's going to defog 1,000,000% at this point. We get some HP back with the leftovers. There's nothing we can do about that. We should have made... We screwed up there. We had a chance, and we kind of threw it away there. We should have made a bold prediction, but we didn't. Yeah, I think we're just in serious trouble here. There's no two ways about it. Let's try to... This thing 1,000,000% defogs, obviously. So let's just... We could just Thunderbolt for damage. Yeah, I guess that's all we can do is just Thunderbolt for damage. Yep, there's the defog. Yeah, we're kind of in a really bad spot. So the Aurora Veil goes away. And we get full yeah, we get full parrot again. Yeah, this is not our game, folks. This is clearly not our game to win, unfortunately. I think we used up all of our good fortune in the last game, and now we are just eating it in this one. So, so yeah, let's try to Thunderbolt and see what she wants to do. So this thing does have U-turn. We take minimal damage off the U-turn, which is something. So Corviknight has default. Comes in with the, there's the Incineroar, gets the Intimidate, cuts our attack, doesn't matter. We go Thunderbolts, and it does minimal damage to the Incineroar. We do get some HP back with the leftovers, which is not bad. I feel like... How do we want to play this? How do we want to play this? We can't drop our special attack, I don't think. I feel like there's pretty much not a lot we can do no matter what at this point. let's just Sludge Wave, see what she wants to do. Goes for the knockoff, does minimal damage, gets rid of our leftovers. We go for the Sludge Wave. How much does it do? Not a lot. We do get the poison, which is something. So there's that, and then this thing is going to, in fact, take some poison damage. So we are whittling the Incineroar down here. I feel like I don't really know. Honestly, I don't know if it even matters at this point what we do. I feel like this thing either Flare Blitzes us or what, I don't know. Clearly the Corviknight can't do much to it. Obviously the Dragapult could. Meloetta, who knows. Gyarados could come in. Let's just click Thunderbolt and see what happens. There's the Flare Blitz. Does massive damage, but we do survive. Recoil not quite enough to take the Incineroar out. And we get full powered again. Man, 3 full powers on the Goodra. That's brutal. But the poison damage, luckily, is enough to go ahead and take the Incineroar out this turn, knocking her down to 4. But yeah, so she's down to 4, but we don't really have much going for us right now. There's the Gyarados. Really the only thing we can do here is just go for the Draco Meteor and hope for like an Omega crit or something. So that's what we're going to do. This thing's obviously going to Terra out of its electric weakness. Oh no, it doesn't. It just goes for the Earthquake. Takes us out. Never mind. Didn't have to go for all that. So the Gyarados takes out the Goodra with an Earthquake, dropping us down to just 1 Pokemon, as the Moxie will increase its attack. I don't really think that's going to end up mattering. So yeah, we're pretty much, unfortunately, folks, we're pretty much done at this point. We do have our Sneasler as our last line of defense, but there's not much that we can do with this thing at this stage in the game since it's not set up. So yeah, I guess what we'll do, it doesn't really matter, but we'll go ahead and, because all this thing really has to do is Earthquake and we lose, so let's just click Close Combat for the hell of it. She is going to go ahead and Terra. I wonder what Terra type she's going to be this time. If it's something that's weak to fighting, that would actually be pretty funny, but it is Poison. Okay, so there's the Terra Poison. Not that it really matters, because really, actually, she didn't even have to Terra. But any Terra type that was not weak to fighting, this thing would have survived. So we do actually do quite a bit of damage to that thing on the Close Combat, almost half actually. Take our defense drops, go ahead and pop our white herb to go ahead and restore our stats. Doesn't really matter. This thing goes for the Earthquake, and at +1 that will be more than enough to take down the Sneasler. And that is game. So we are going to lose that one 4-0 against Anastasia. Pretty decent match. Not the best, not the worst. Definitely a fair bit of hacks in that game. A little bit on both sides, a little more on my opponent's side, I would say. But relatively solid match, I would say. But yeah, unfortunately, the luck was not on our side in that one, that's for sure. Yeah, we definitely were caught off guard by the Meloetta as well. And yeah, that is what it is. So unfortunately, with that, that is going to mean that the Philadelphia Pidgeys are eliminated from the BHDL3 here in the semifinals. That is okay. I am still incredibly proud of the job that we did here and the record that we were able to achieve here. We do end with now an 8-3 record here. After being eliminated. So very strong showing for us. Definitely solid redemption for us, for sure. And yeah, that is just the way she goes. Yeah, there you have it, folks. That is the end of our run here in the BHDL3. So of course, you guys know the drill. I am going to be coming out with Captain's Table episode in the not too distant future, discussing, recapping the league. And yeah, we'll just kind of take it from there. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.